General Greene, by the way, I'm saluting with my right hand, but the camera reverses it on your end. So I am doing it properly. God bless you. First, let me know that you can hear me. Thumb this up because this is a cutting edge breakthrough video. You're not bullish enough. I was going through some old footage. Please like and share. Follow me, of course, on X at AMTV Media. Thanks, Alfredo. I appreciate you. You're not bullish enough. So I'm getting in a little bit of a workout this morning. I thought we would get a pump while we talk. So I was looking at and unearthing old content from just several years ago. In 2023, for example, 22, 23, I was throwing chairs in the pool in beautiful Maui Boo at my huge pool at 16,666 Bitcoin, telling you to get in. Before that, I was telling you to buy everything, mortgage your house, sell your kids, sell your wife, when Bitcoin was trading at 3,500. By the way, I'm joking about that, but I'm proving a point. I was telling everybody to get into Bitcoin. So it's amazing how far we've come in such a short period of time. I was even looking at some of my old content on Greenwave, because of course I've produced tens of thousands of videos since 2008 and 09. I wrote the book, Think and Grow Bitcoin Rich. That was produced in audio format and also digitally, which, by the way, made you rich. If you've taken any of the advice, all glory to God, that I've given, you are literally rich. All glory to God. And I remember, because I was thinking about this, God bless the United States of America, I was thinking about how much hate I had received for the longest time about Bitcoin from even like pretty well-known names. And I'm not going to call people out because, of course, the best victory is being proven correct and making people rich. Again, the whole point of all of this is to make you rich and successful during this next phase of collapse, during the transition into the new system, during the AI algorithmic takeover. And what I thought so crazy about this, take this off here and properly stow it away. What I found so crazy about all of this is how early it still is. So for example, Bitcoin is going to a minimum of $3 million per coin. So I want you to think about that. And by the way, I'm just chilling in my garage. I got like a little garage space here. I get my workouts in. By the way, I just rigged out this Jeep behind me. I'll show you in a minute. I just put like new lighting systems, took it up a few inches, put new tires. It's pretty badass. I got a buddy that does all the work for me. It's pretty sick. Green Lambo over there. It's funny when I pull up to the valet, people are like, "Sir, can I get your last name?" I'm like, "Greene." And they always chuckle. But no, my point is, I'm just impressed how far all of this has come, how violently it's happened, how quickly it's been proven 100% correct as usual. So, I mean, we can go over a couple of the major geopolitical bullet points, but the video I was watching, which I just posted on X, by the way, make sure to follow me there. I basically lay out the algorithmic takeover from Bitcoin 16,666. I lay it all out. I tell you it's an algorithmic war, that they are reorganizing the world's resources. I explain why they did 2020. I predicted 2020. I told you all to get out of Dodge. I told you that they'd force those on your mouth. I told you they'd lock you in your house. That's why I literally left the mainland, because I knew all that stuff was happening. You know, travel lockdowns, business closures. I explained all of it in gruesome detail. Like literally everything I've said has absolutely happened. And now I turn on CNBC on my cell phone because I don't watch TV, and I'm watching Tom Lee. For those of you that don't know who Tom Lee is like one of the few in the world who's gotten Bitcoin and crypto right. And guess what he's saying? He is saying the same thing that the general is saying now. He says that Bitcoin is going to 2 to 3 million, and he must watch. I know you do, Tom. Thank you very much. It's amazing how many people watch this show. But he also said that his end of year target is my exact prediction, which is about 150 to 250K. I actually think we'll push the 250K marker in 2025. So I want you to think about how radical this is, how dope this freaking is, but you will literally be able to buy this $10 million beachfront house with 1 Bitcoin in the future. I do a lot more of, full body movements now, right? Got to go for longevity. Don't want the injuries. I had a couple injuries last couple years, right? When I was going through the loss of my brother, he had half his body sawed off by a saw, literally. I told you this story, but my brother died of bone cancer. He had half his body hacked off by a chainsaw. I'm not even joking. They literally sawed in to this part of his hip, took his full right leg, took a lot of other stuff I won't mention, but took him all the way up to the hip. My brother and I always used to laugh about this because, again, mental toughness, spiritual toughness is huge to your success. We always used to joke, like, so many people out there in the world, they complain about the weakest things. They like stub their toe and they complain about it all the time. Like, my brother literally had his body sawed off. He had like 1,000 stitches, dude. He was like bleeding out for 2 weeks as they sawed half of his body off. So don't complain, okay, is what I'm saying. Don't be a complainer. Get rich. Get ahead, ladies and gentlemen. So, also, I did a rant last night, right? I explained to you what's going to happen, what the next major event in America is. I know it'll go over most people's heads and they'll gloss over it, as they usually do. I mean, most people glossed over my Bitcoin recommendations. Now I'm literally pumping iron next to my Lambo, right? How did that happen? Because I've been proven right, guys. Like, again, take my advice. Listen to what I have to say. My father, he was on the phone with me publicly. We produced a video a couple days ago. What did he say? Take the general's advice. My dad's a very smart man. Take my advice. So, I already explained to you that the next major event will be a drone swarm. Pray against it, but I am fully confident that is the next major event. And it'll be used, of course, to usher in the AI takeover even more, all pre-planned. Again, I told you about Bitcoin. It's an AI takeover. Watch my old video. Watch my old video from 2023. I just posted it on X. I explained all of it where you currently are now, but I explained it to you in the past, in the present. Now we're in the future, and we're in the present reality of what I predicted of exactly what happened. So, again, this event in Russia, by the way, we don't believe that Trump was not briefed on this. Of course he was briefed on this. Of course, Donald Trump knows what's going on. It's not like there was 40 aircraft taken out in the last, several 24 hours without his knowledge. So that's lies. Steve Bannon talking about that, that's lies. Of course Trump knew about that. I mean, guys, I recommended to you Palantir stock. Literally like 5 years ago at the IPO. Can't remember the exact year. I told you they're going to take over the world. I told you it was the easiest bet. All you had to do. I have videos that I produced years ago. Hey, I just bought $1 million worth of Palantir stock. This was before it reached new record all-time 52-week highs, was added to the S&P 500, and was the #1 outperforming stock of all 2024. I gave you that for free. And by the way, that bag is massive. I've taken some profits, but it's absolutely been an extraordinary win. Just like everything else, Bitcoin, the real estate that we own, all of that is only going up. We now have $33.5 million of the best beach and oceanfront properties in the world. private ecosystem, no bank debt. During hyperinflation, economic collapse, and what I'm expecting, I've predicted it, I'm expecting it, and the I can't even say it. What's this guy's name again? I pulled up my laptop here. Anthropic CEO must tune in as well. You're welcome. I guess everyone just tunes in here because I predict the future over and over again. But he said there's going to be like 20% employment in 5 years. No. That's going to happen a lot quicker, bro. I'm talking the next 1 to 3 years, expect 10 to 20% unemployment and hyperinflation in the United States. Again, guys, this is an asset reset. You do realize you were duped, right? Remember when they told you the world was going to come to an end, but instead only Bitcoin pumped? You remember that? All the fear, you weren't allowed to travel. All you baby boomers out there were locked in your house. You weren't allowed to go to Europe that year because it was scary outside. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is the supra powerful elites now control more world assets and real wealth than they ever have before in human history, and you got screwed. Again, my advice is not just financial advice. I have to say it's not, but I'm making you money. It's spiritual advice. I'm telling you what's next. Let me tell you what's next. And I can only go too far into this. I got to keep it PC here with the algorithms, so please like and share. But there are now 4 major companies that are now hardwiring Neuralace implants into the American people. 1, Neuralink. 2, Synchron, owned by Bill Gates. 3, it's called like Precision Neuroscience, I believe. And then there was a new one today. Let me make sure I don't get the name wrong, because I posted it on X, another reason to follow me on X. And what is it? See what it is. I went on a huge rant, now I'm over it. Because I know people won't pay attention. I know most people don't pay any attention. They didn't pay any attention when I told them to buy Bitcoin. Again, you can't save everybody. We keep getting it right over and over again. But again, I'm not expecting to save everybody. Only those of you that actually know what's up. They've been following me for 20 years. So what is this company called? Paradromics. So they just admitted today, another prediction I made, that these Neuralaces aren't for paraplegics. Okay, that's just the death by 1,000 cuts. Oh, it's for paraplegics. It's people that have brain problems and Alzheimer's. It's only for them. No, it's not. In fact, the CEO just said that in 10 years, but it'll happen sooner than that now that they're doing clinical trials, it's actually going to go mainstream. Yeah, the big deep state plan was to put these chips in everybody, like the general told you years ago. Again, we've gotten it all right. Because again, they wouldn't be spending billions and billions of dollars developing these Neuralaces for a small itty bitty paraplegia market. There's, God bless all these people. I have a family member with a disability, okay? My child has a disability, so I'm sympathetic. But the bottom line is, it's not like they developed it for a small niche market. No, they're gonna market this like the iPhone, dude. Chips are going into every stupid sheep in the United States, and it's so hilarious. The CEO even applauds himself. I want to read this to you. He says it's going to be absolutely thrilling. Thrilling. They're going to put a battery pack over Americans' hearts and then put a chip in your freaking head. And I want to read his exact quote here. Listen to this. It's hilarious. I mean, the American people are so stupid, they're actually going to go along with this. Quote, "We've shown in sheep that our device is best in class from a data and longevity standpoint. And now we've also shown that it's compatible with humans." Paradromics founder and CEO Matt Engel told CNBC in an interview, "That's really exciting and raises a lot of excitement for an upcoming clinical trial." He even tells you you're a sheep. So they literally have gone from sheep and pigs, in Elon Musk's case, although he's a little bit better on the conservative front, doing some good things, albeit to now the sheeple. I just think it's hilarious that people can't figure this stuff out. They have no freaking clue what's going on. It's unbelievable. All the idiots telling me Bitcoin was going to zero. I've repeated and parroted the same message over and over again. Buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin rich, the future of money and technology. Think and grow Bitcoin rich. Buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. Bitcoin is the future. Bitcoin is the reset, which is, by the way, why you're going to get a false event. You don't think the dirty scumbag elites, okay, can reset the system and build you a golden dome and reset you into a CBDC, do you? Okay, without some kind of scare tactics? Of course, there's going to be massive fear. In fact, maybe a drone swarm might just enter the skies. Right? And I predicted that years ago too, and everyone writes it off like, you know, I'm a crackpot or something. Like, again, we've gotten it all right. But who even cares? God is great. Up only. Jesus Christ is King. I'm happy to help. Okay? But let's actually talk about the most bullish transition in world history. Like, so it's a guarantee, and I've always told you this. Bitcoin's a guarantee. It's a risk not owning Bitcoin. It's a risk not being in future tokenized, no bank debt, real estate assets. The risk is not owning it. I always think that's funny. People are like, well, Bitcoin's so risky. No, it's risky being an idiot. It's risky staying broke during hyperinflation. It's risky not owning Bitcoin. It's risky not listening to what I say. It's risky not getting into the island project because your life depends on it, quite literally. So we're going through a massive sovereign debt, hysterical collapse, wealth transfer, resource grab, population reduction. The list goes on and on and on. Full-blown merger. I can't even get into all the details because it's not allowed here in Free Speech America, right? I mean, let me show you some old pictures here. Most of the videos are down the rabbit hole because they're not allowed, right? But here I am. This is 2023. Bitcoin's at 16,666. Before that, it was at 3,500. Donut was with me when I was telling everyone to buy at 3,500 and under 1,000. And here are just some old pictures from like the 2008-09 period. My message has never changed. Look at me, I'm so young there. Look at that. Little baby face. Look at that baby's bottom. Looks like you could just put a little diaper on that face, doesn't it? No, but it says market update, Good Friday. I'm dressed in a suit. I basically tell you about the future of money. Here I am again, green wave. I tell you the US dollar will have zero value in 5 years, and it does against Bitcoin. The US dollar has zero value against Bitcoin now. I'm rich, most people aren't, because you didn't take my advice. You didn't listen to what I was saying. You thought it was crazy talk. Here I am at bitcoinrich.com, the largest school in the world. I have over 1 million people subscribed to this school, bitcoinrich.com. So many centimillions have been made, billions from this school, that we now own $33.5 million in freaking Lambos and Rolexes. I don't have one on right now. And we own real estate with no bank debt. Because again, this was right. Do you remember all the haters? There's videos. I literally have sent letters to these people and they've taken all their content down now that I've been proven correct. Because again, it's libelous. So I've sent really nice cordial letters to some of these people. Like, hey, it's the general here. Bitcoin's trading at 100K. Your statement's libelous. You better remove the and they do. But the point is, man, and I don't care about any of that. I just care about protecting Christians. I care about protecting the American people. I care about freedom. I care about this country. I care that you're not duped by the deep state. I want you to understand that the system is rigged and you've been scammed. I want you to know you've taken a thumping straight up the you-know-what with Bitcoin because the deep state hates you so much. And they were countering everything I said, right? Even Donald Trump, whom I love, right, who's come on to the right side because that's a sign of intelligence, once called Bitcoin and crypto a scam. Did you notice? A lot of people hated on me for years because he called it a scam and I didn't. I told you to buy it, get in, grab as much as possible. I wrote a book on it. I launched a freaking school. Now we own real estate. I'm telling you, tokenized real world assets and real estate, which we've already built, will be bigger than Bitcoin. This is going to trillions at the digital Noah's Ark at islandproject.com. You're lucky to talk to my father today at 808-442-2934. That's why it's so hard to get in now. That's why our minimums are 150K, because you didn't act, guys. You didn't act. We keep having, we're closing the door to our giant tokenization event. Because again, so few people, hindsight's always 2020. Later on, I've always said this, let people laugh and mock and be cynics straight into your new Lambo. Straight as you walk off your Learjet. As you keep acquiring multi-million-dollar properties around the world with no bank debt. We have no bank debt. That is an incredible thing. I'm very proud of that. God told me to do that. Thank you, God. But I'm very proud of that. So is my father. We don't have any debt. So the whole economy could blow up. I mean, there could be drone swarms, whatnot, hyperinflation, massive unemployment. It doesn't matter. All my investors are safe in a no bank debt, privately controlled ecosystem that they can actually use, enjoy. It's a lifestyle enhancement. They're basically in our club. They're a part of our network. They're making tons and tons of money. And honestly, that makes me very, very happy. Because these evil, deep state pricks continue to hose the American people. So, you know, it sounds like I'm kind of on like being a little negative, but it's actually super positive. So here's the big takeaway. You're not thinking big enough. I was even showering, soaping up. I'm like, man, I'm not even thinking big enough. I mean, I only think Bitcoin's going to 3 million, and Michael Saylor says it's going to 13 million. So we are in a giant panic right now to buy as much real assets in Bitcoin as possible. And by the way, this is an announcement. You heard it here first. But Donald Trump will have a trade announcement and a tariff deal announced very soon, okay, with XI, with the Xi Jinping. So that's going to be done, and that's going to pump us even further, ladies and gentlemen. So again, up only. It's easy to get rich. Just listen to what I say. I've only produced 10,000 plus videos, been proven right over and over. I know it's irritating, guys. I know it's irritating, but I'm right. We've been right. I want the best for you. I love you. Do not comply. God first, faith first individuals need to stick together in these trying times. Have a little fun in your life. Could you imagine if you lived your whole life only to wake up at the end? Can you imagine that? I actually have witnessed a lot of people like that. They live in regret. They never take any risks. Then they find themselves dying and they're cancer stricken or something, or they're in hospice and they're like, why, God? It's because you allowed the deep state to fearmonger you into submission. You do understand that the entire system is fake. You live in a matrix. None of it is real. Money is fake. Money is an illusion. It's created from nothing. It's printed out of thin air. It's not backed by anything. Only Bitcoin is actually valuable. Only real assets are valuable. A lot of you don't understand this about wealth. Real estate with no bank debt will always be remonetized into whatever is valuable. For example, if a Lambo is valuable and that's the currency, then you will buy Island Project real estate with Lambos. If it's Bitcoin, then you buy it with Bitcoin. If the dollar's dead and it's gone to zero, it doesn't matter. The cash flows then get paid in Lamborghinis, or they get paid in Bitcoin or crypto or Ethereum or XRP. Real assets are real wealth. All the other stuff is fake. I hope you understand that. Once you understand that, it'll change your perception of wealth making money. The beauty of Island Project is not only the safest investment in the world, because it's already been acquired. We already own all the stuff. We've already done it. We've already declared victory. No bank debt, passive income, future income distributions while you sleep. So while all this transition is going on with AI, while the banks seize in on themselves and collapse, as bank runs commence, as geopolitical wars ignite, as drone swarms enter the sky, or whatever latest Pearl Harbor-esque fear-mongering that the deep state tries to pull, maybe another lockdown or one of those poo bat things floating around. It doesn't matter. Real assets always have value. Even if crypto drops 50%, doesn't matter. So once you truly understand what we've built, honestly, for a lot of you, it's too late. You missed it. You didn't get in. You're not 1000Xing. You're not in our private founders round. You don't get our equivalent IPO. You won't get the 1000X token launch. Even my 30K minimum investors are going to be millionaires, guys. And I've got investors all the way up to $1 million. We own property on 3 islands. Just closed Trump Waikiki Tower. Call my dad at 808-442-2934. We actually stole that place. Stole that place. The final wire just went out this morning. Stole it. The last previous buyers spent $1 million more than we purchased it from them today. This just happened today. The final wire just went out. Then they bought it 10 years ago. We stole it. It's literally right on the beach, massive epic views. Sleeps like 10 people. Fireworks go off every Friday night. You can dip your toes right in the sand. Stole it. As we've dollar cost averaged all of our acquisitions. We have a beautiful ski lodge, which is close to my heart because I used to ski there with my brother, late brother Cody, when I was growing up in Park City. It is the best, arguably the best acquisition that we've made. I love all of them. And Hapuna Beach, which is our penthouse, $5.5 million no bank debt acquisition, which was just rated, Mauna Kea Beach on Big Island, was just rated top 3 best beaches in the United States. And our penthouse is right there with its diamond balls just hanging out, blowing in the winds. I mean, guys, you only make money in high-end, very specialized assets. For example, this $10 million house goes up. This car, I paid $300,000 for it, but it holds its value. And by the way, don't take on any debt. Don't buy these nice things. Don't buy Rolexes and this stuff unless you have enough passive income, and you can pay for 10 of these in cash, supposedly. Bitcoin is real money, but you understand what I mean. Okay? So you don't want to be flossing until you got the passive floss. You understand? You don't want to be flossing like the general until you got the cash flows. You don't want to be flossing until you own the real estate. By the way, real estate has depreciation, amortization, many tax benefits. I'm not a CPA, so I can't give that advice, but please, seek that with your local CPA and tax, representative. But there's so many advantages too. So what we've done is we've just pulled together the best of both worlds. All my knowledge in Bitcoin, all the money my students have made, now poured into no bank debt real estate with all the advantages of traditional real estate with no bank debt, married together and having just a beautiful little baby. A beautiful little baby. You're so cute. And that's what we've done and birthed it out into the world. Because creativity comes from risk, comes from challenge, comes from hard work. I was watching my daughter, my newborn Faith. By the way, thank you for all our prayers because we have a really tough road ahead of us. And we're doing some PT physical therapy with her, and she's got multiple disabilities. I'll go into detail at some time when I'm comfortable doing that. But she's like, doing her PT, so she's on her stomach and she's pushing and she's kind of crying. And I'm like, look, honey, that's how you actually make real progress. See, that's what more Americans need to do. They need to suffer. You need to get your ass kicked. You need to be pumping up. You need to be lifting weights. You need to be sweating. You need to be bleeding out like my brother. My brother came to God as a result of everything he went through, the hell that he was put through. My brother actually walked with Jesus Christ and has testimony to that, actually saw him in the flesh. I've shared that story with you, but it only came through the suffering, man. It only came through a very big challenge. It only came from having to put and being forced to put in the work. And that's actually why I believe God takes the best first, honestly, because he takes the best first. And honestly, my brother was the best, man. So I love you guys so much, but you're not bullish enough. You're going to look back on this video. I will gladly replay it from my yacht in a couple of years. This is going to go quick, like a year to 3. I'm telling you straight up, man, this is going quick. Here, let me show you really briefly. But there's the new rigged out. Got the big tires, got the Greene machine tires, dude. Got the Fox lift right there. This thing's pretty freaking badass, dude. Got the big grill, lean Greene machine. Got some lights right up here, right down here on the auxiliary. Totally sick. Anyways, guys, I hope I inspire. I hope you take action. I pray you listen to what I'm saying. Go back, watch my earlier videos when I'm throwing shares in the pool at Bitcoin, under 1,000, Bitcoin at 3,500, Bitcoin at 6,000, Bitcoin at 16,666. In fact, we'll end with it. I'm going to play my own video just so you can listen how on point we've been when everyone thought it was a conspiracy before. This Christopher, I don't know if I could believe that. The US dollar being entirely reset? The government's not going to allow that. Of course they are. Now Donald Trump is the Bitcoin Cesar kingpin. Now all of his kids, late movers, God bless them, I like all of them. They're smart guys. Late though. They're all now telling you and parroting what I've been saying for freaking years. What the original OG told you when you could have gotten rich. It's a lot harder to get rich now in Bitcoin, but not this, because this is a freaking IPO. And I'm about to unlock billions and billions of dollars social, intangible, and physical equity of an already acquired $33.5 million freaking baller, 1,000 freaking X real estate freaking Lamborghini. It's the gold freaking Rolex. And so let's end with this prophetic video, because again, people got to see it. You know, they're like, I don't know, did he really say that? Oh yeah, I did, over and over again. I appreciate all of you and I love all of you. Oh, where is it? Gotta find it. Here, I can find it here. I gotta go to my search. Here it is. Okay, so there's the video in the pool. Bitcoin's at 16K. You could have 10x'd your money if you took my advice. 10x'd already. Man, it must suck being wrong. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin set to skyrocket. The algos have completely gone crazy. I've only seen this a couple times in the history of Bitcoin, and this is a massive bullish move today. And to prove it, Bitcoin, you can see on my phone, hopefully you can see that, just hit 16,666. I tweeted it as well, so you can verify it if there's too much of a reflection there. But Bitcoin just hit 16,666. Again, I told you this was the occult year of 322. So it hit 16,666.66. I just tweeted this, and I've only seen this happen a few times. Last time I saw this, Bitcoin hit and flashed 6666, and also it hit 6666.66. And then we hit new all-time highs all the way to about like 70K. So this is going to be absolutely massive. Bitcoin is about to break out in an enormous way. If you've been sold a lie by the mainstream media and the banks not to buy Bitcoin, you're screwed. You're going to watch Bitcoin break new all-time highs, go up multiple thousands of percentage points in the coming months, in my view. So again, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the proof is in the freaking pudding. I'm not here to impress. I'm just here to show you the actual facts. Don't miss the new opportunity. Don't miss the next Bitcoin. Don't hesitate. Take my advice as my father has warned you. Call my dad at 808-442-2934. Click the link below and onboard with your first 150 units. Stack up all the way to the 1,000 units. Book your reservation. Enjoy your lifestyle investment. Get those passive cash flows, hon. Do it with the General and Papa freaking John. Capital gains, income distributions, future income distributions, all the benefits of traditional 100% equity ownership, no bank debt, making it the safest investment in the world, I have to say in my opinion, plus tokenization, we marry it with that, even 30 units. My original ballers are going to be millionaires. 30X puts them right in the ballpark of $1 million plus USD equivalent. But here's the thing, you won't even measure these gains in USD in the future. You do understand that the global cartel, okay, is resetting you into a stable coin USD 2.0 programmatic AI-driven currency. Bitcoin is the currency of AI. And I do want to comment on too, notice those numbers, those occult numbers, 666, 16,666, etc. Same thing happened in the stock market. I know it sounds kind of wacky. I was at my trading desk at Merrill Lynch, 2008-09. And do you know what the all-time low intraday in the S&P 500 was? And it has never retouched it and only went up only since then to infinity through record bailouts, record manipulation, stock buybacks, low interest rates. The rest is history. The intraday low, this is a historical fact because I saw it with my own eyes. Only trust something you can see with your own eyes. That's why our investment's so different, because you can touch it. You understand? When you buy Island Project, you visit it and hang out. You're like, this beach is sick. This is a dope house. And you go in the pool and you sun your balls. See, there's a difference. When you own a stock, you don't know what you own. But what I was going to say is the S&P 500 traded at a 666.66 intraday. That was the S&P 500 low. It's a historical fact. And then it all went up. Why do those things show themselves over and over again? Why did I discuss that several years ago? And now we're up 10x. Because again, we're in a spiritual war. Once you understand that everything that you need to know is up only, look up, you'll figure it out. Much of your life is fake and it's a simulation and it's a mindset. That's all it is. Just like money. And that's why the elites are now, they've carefully pushed and crafted the perfect setup takeover. Notice how they introduced AI right after the lockdowns. Now there's going to be massive unemployment, so they have to give you universal basic income. Now they're resetting the dollar that's failing because they can't pay back the debt, so they need a new solution. Voila! Just like a magician, it's Bitcoin. I told you this from the get-go. Again, guys, this isn't hard to figure out. Don't make getting rich harder than it should be. Just take action. Do it today. What are you waiting for? Your cancer diagnosis? Your terminal illness? What are you waiting to get old? Is that what you're waiting for? You're waiting for certainty. You're waiting for Bitcoin to hit 3 million. So my next video is me on a yacht. Like, hey guys, I got another yacht today. I guess I was proven right again. That's what you're waiting for? Why would you not just get in? Take the risk. It's a small bet. It's not a big risk. Guys, you get in, you own real estate. Like, how hard is it? It's not hard to really understand. You own the best real estate in the world. And if myself and my father, with a proven track record, are able to pull off the win of a lifetime, you're a guaranteed multi-millionaire in the next 12 months. So no downside, just the real estate keeps going up and appreciating. No bank debt, so it's just owned outright. Earns cash flows. It'll be worth hundreds of millions by itself as a real estate asset 10 years from now. And if we pull off the incredible, which we've done many times before, you're super rich. So you're either rich in Island Project or super rich. Those are your two options. So it's either A, rich, or B, super rich, or both. Designed that way for a reason, because we always understood where this was headed, and this is why we built the Digital Noah's Ark. I love you so much. Jesus Christ is King. Literally, my hat is off to you. Congratulations again on our new purchase at Waikiki, our beachfront tower, Trump Tower. That's our 6th acquisition. We have Thailand coming. We've just opened that up. I'm also considering West Coast and East Coast investments now. I think that there could be some opportunities even in Florida for my East Coast investors because they're having, a property downturn over there. So I'm looking at that right now. And, if we can find something where it's a really good deal, like again, we saved $1 million on our Trump Tower purchase already because we're smart investors. And this is why we didn't deploy all at once. People ask me, Christopher, how come you didn't deploy all? Well, because we're dollar cost averaging, lowering our cost basis. That's what I've always advised with Bitcoin too. You don't buy all at once. You buy a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there over time. So you're catching Bitcoin 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, 5,000, 7,000, 20,000, 30,000, 25,000, 50,000, 40,000, 100,000. 90,000, 150,000. Catching a trend, it's only been this, guys. Straight to the moon. So I love you so much, and hopefully that was kind of fun. Go get a workout today. Keep your body in check. Keep moving. Stay positive, and just understand this was always the plan. You were just conned by the deep state. That's all. And I've been telling you the truth, and I've been proven right. So you should take my advice now and join other Christians that actually love you and care about you. And you should take your money out of the collapsing banks that funded Epstein and his racketeering thing. And you should actually invest with Christians that actually love people, love God, and are making disciples, or don't. Or go take that brain chip and enjoy your sorrow. Because I'm telling you, it'll end in sorrow. Do not comply. These chips, do not comply. Lockdowns, I think you know where I stood there too. Got to keep it a little PC here, but we've been right. Even people that promoted all that stuff now have regrets. Elon Musk even said he's got regrets over it. It was unequivocal before to him, but I guess he just made a mistake, right? Just like Donald Trump changed his mind. Well, I guess Bitcoin isn't a scam. Maybe we should add that to our Treasury Department, which is what he's doing now. Because again, we're always ahead of it in controversial ways where people don't understand it. And then later on, over a long enough time frame, they're like, oh yeah, that was the best investment in the world. Palantir is the best performing stock in 2024, just out of the S&P 500. Oh yeah, Coinbase was added to the S&P 500. Oh yeah, Bitcoin is at 100K. I guess the general was proven right again. Stop looking at this stuff on a short-term time horizon. See it out 10, 20 years. That's what I do. And it's always proven to be the winning strategy, the best investment in the world, and honestly very satisfying too, because we're building a Christian billionaire class super coalition, which people have asked me that for years. Where's the billionaire super class? You're looking at him, and you're looking at it in the eyes of my Father and all my beautiful members. I love you all. The Digital Noah's Ark is closing soon. Come on board with 150 units minimum. Click the link below, fill out a 2-minute app. We accept crypto, ACH, wire transfer. Talk to my dad about that and reach out. You can roll over your 401ks and retirement accounts before the banks collapse here in the United States and worldwide. That's islandproject.com and 808-442-2934. That's 808-442-2934. You can sign your app and fund immediately per my review. God bless.